Every time I told my grandpa his wife had passed, he broke down like it was the first time. After more than 60 years of marriage, they still held hands every day and talked like best friends. It felt like nothing could ever separate them. Then my grandpa started forgetting things. At first it was small, names, dates, little details. We thought it was just old age, but slowly it got worse. He became confused about where he was and who people were. The doctor said it was severe dementia. Even through all of this, one thing stayed strong: my grandma. She visited him 2 or 3 times a week at the hospice. Sometimes he remembered her, sometimes he didn't, but she never stopped going. She would sit beside him, hold his hand, and talk to him like nothing had changed. Then, 2 years ago, my grandma died suddenly, and our whole family broke. The hardest part was telling my grandpa. I sat next to him, held his hand, and told him gently that she was gone. For a moment, he didn't understand. Then it hit him. He shook his head and started crying, saying she promised she would never leave him. The next day I went back and he smiled and asked, "Where is she? Is your grandma coming today?" My heart dropped, and I told him again. Just like before, he cried like it was the first time hearing it. A few days later, it happened again and again. Every time I told him, he broke down like he had just lost her all over again. After the 4th time, I couldn't take it anymore. It felt like I was hurting him without meaning to, over and over again. One day, after he cried for a long time, I sat in my car and cried too. That's when I realized I wasn't helping him accept reality. I was making him relive the worst moment of his life again and again. So I stopped telling him. Instead, I told small lies like, "She's at the store," or "She's getting her hair done," and he would just smile and say, "She's always busy." As time passed, his dementia got worse. Some days he didn't remember me at all. Other days he thought I was a nurse or a stranger. But even then, he still remembered my grandma. He would talk about her like she was still alive, like she was just somewhere nearby. One day I walked in and he looked at me for a long time. Then he said softly, "You look so young. You look like her." Then he asked, "Did she come with you today?" I said no, and he nodded and smiled gently. She was always busy anyway. Sometimes he forgets everything within minutes, but every now and then he looks at me and says quietly, "I loved her very much."